What does that $8 billion or $12 billion for the following year consist of? Is that cost of living increases? Is that ADA money? Is it categorical? What exactly is being cut?
It's primarily cost of living. The school districts are basically getting no COLA, no cost of living adjustment. And so the translation is class sizes are going to be larger. We're going to have fewer nurses, fewer librarians, fewer counselors, fewer paraeducators, fewer classified, and fewer teachers. We saw a record number of layoff notices. California has a law, it's called the March 15th layoff notification for our certificated teachers. And so by March 15th, if a teacher is not going to be retained, we need to give that teacher that heads up. It doesn't mean it's definitely not going to happen. You know, depending upon layoffs or increased enrollment generates more revenue, or perhaps in this year, maybe even the federal stimulus package, which we believe will help soften the blow to some extent. But we saw almost 30,000 teachers. Our teacher workforce is in the neighborhood of about 330,000 statewide. So we approached, close to 10% of our teachers received this layoff notice. Now, not only does it clearly hurt the morale of the school and the school district, but when you have these teachers working really, really hard, and when we're seeing test scores going up, I mean, test scores have gone up 6 years in a row, and for the first time, we saw incremental closure of the achievement gap. More students eligible for college, more students passing the high school exit exam, even though we're including now our special education students. But what really hurts me, Jerry, on this is when I've seen the billboards, and the billboards are there in cities like Oakland and in East LA and in San Diego, from other school districts in other states. Come to Dallas-Fort Worth. Come to Raleigh, North Carolina. We value public education. I mean, that really does hurt. And many of our teachers seek other occupations. They seek other occupations, other professions. They leave the teaching profession. So it really is. It really does hurt our educational delivery system.
So this current state budget problem comes at a time when California is already among the lowest in terms of taxpayer, in terms of public money support for schools by state. Is that correct?
Correct, right. If you look at dollars per student on a per capita basis, we're 47th out of all 50 states in terms of dollars per student. 47th from the bottom. So there are only a couple of states that have a lower commitment to public education per student than we do. And that, despite the fact we have such a challenging student population. We're the largest student population, 6.3 million students in any other state. In fact, somebody was telling me the other day, they looked it up, we have more students than 15 other states even have people. And we know we have a challenging student population. 48% of our students are Latino, 31% are white, 8% African American, 8% Asian American. Over 50% of our kids qualify for free and reduced lunch. 40% of our kids go home from school, speak a language other than English. 39% of our kindergarten kids came to school today just to learn the English language. And 1 out of 4 kids, K through 12, came to school today to learn the English language. And nearly 11% of our kids are special education. So not only are we the largest and most mobile and most diverse, we know it's a challenging student population, and yet a population with the greatest potential, great potential. And that diversity really is our strength. And we know all kids can learn. And we know all kids can learn to very high levels. And we've seen our test scores here in California move in the right direction 6 years in a row. Almost every grade level, every subject area.